Hello, it's Denise here, Junk Journal Junkie UK. Hello everybody, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to continue with the scrappy journal that I started to make. I know I haven't shown you it yet, but for those of you that are with me for most videos, you'll know that while I was away at the caravan, I did tell you I started clearing out my scrap box, and there were so many book pages and big pieces in it that I've started making a scrappy journal. This is the kind of journaling I used to do when I first started, that I loved. Real scrappy, grungy, well, I didn't even call it journaling then, I just called it bookmaking. So you know, just using up real scrappy bits of paper. So I've kind of got a signature together and a few bits that I wanted to use in it from the scrap box. So I have this big piece of wallpaper in my scrap box. I don't know if you remember seeing that or not. And then on the back, just a piece of scrapbooking paper that actually was quite a big piece, but it had been kicking around my desk and I took it with me. So I just used for the actual cover I think it was definitely from a book. I think it might have been from a big book, so a piece like that. Like the fly cover or whatever. So I just turned it in half and used it as the skeleton, I suppose, the cover, the base for the cover anyway. And I just stuck that on front of it. Then I came across, oh, my book backwards way on now, put everything in backwards. Came across a couple of book plates that I really liked, that I thought I'd put on the cover. So that one was from the butterfly book that I think I've shown you a few times. My sister finally generously found and got for me. And then, excuse me, the front from a Flower Fairies book, the one that I've been using the pictures out of that need colouring in. Lavenders, something about lavender and a washing, I don't know. So I thought stuck on the front there, inside each book cover, inside the cover, the back page and the front page, stuck down there would be nice. Remember, this is all about not choosing stuff out of my stash. This is about stuff that was in my scrap box or has recently been put in my scrap box since I created this, because this piece I only cut up yesterday and put it in the scrap box, but I thought that might make a nice reinforced piece for in there. So they need sticking down and that needs sticking on there, but before I do that I'll show you the rest of my signature that I put together. Right, these are pieces that I'm going to put in and use up. So again, this is a piece yesterday, it was just kicking around my desk yesterday, and I've decided I'm going to use it. I might just put some stitching down it. I'm going to just use it as a page tab as it is. It says love, love, cherish, cherish, but I'm just going to use it as a page tab on one of the edges of the pages. This I cut this out of a greetings card, you can probably tell. I can't bear to part with it, I don't want to. I love this mushroom and this little ladybird on it. There you go, there's your bus. And obviously the bunny rabbit's cute, so I'm going to stick him, I might stick him on the back page as a tuck over that butterfly page, but he's definitely going in there. You can see he's getting creased and whatever, and I can't bring myself to throw him out. I don't know where this is going, but this is a picture of a bee, and it's got those beautiful buttercups behind it that at the minute I'm absolutely in love with, buttercups and daisies. So that's going in somewhere. And then this is what I cut off the back, the piece that I put on the back, and I just pulled in a cluster, and I thought if I make that cluster into kind of a bigger type of cluster, I'll do it with you, that will make a nice front piece for the very front of the journal. So this is the signature we got there in the end. Okay, so a blue piece of I think that's Shabby Dabby Doodah, a bit of a book page, ripped edge and yeah, inked, that's it. That was in my scrap box, little doily. This was no, it wasn't two pieces, it was joined together, but it's a bit thin there. And I had this, yes, tell me the name of this, serviette. Thank you. I had this serviette in there, so I just stuck it on with glue stick and a bit of washi. You can see where they're separated there, look, bit of washi across the top. Oh, it was two separate pages, just to hinge it, if you like, into a page. And then I love this piece. This is a piece of handmade paper. I didn't buy it. It came from a shop as handmade paper, if you like. It was gifted to me actually, but you know, I'd picked at it and used it for backing, but I thought what a lovely piece to put into a scrappy journal. Let me, whoops, just go back to it again. You can see how interesting it looks in there. I have just inked it a bit. This was an envelope. Yep, it's just a pretty envelope. Small piece of book page, and I just used my, can you see that, decal edge punch, just to make the edge a bit different. So a book page that's got torn at the edges, look, and it's staying like that as it goes in. Caterpillars, yuck. And then a couple of thin pieces of coffee dyed paper that was kicking around, and I just thought if I layered them up like that and grungy the edge. A page from the butterfly book that's really shiny, so I don't think I'd like them cut out. And obviously I'm going to decorate the edges and grungy them up and stick things in. Another piece of book page, that was a piece from the Queen Victoria album that I was doing. So can't remember what it was called now, and that's a piece of vellum that was just kicking around. I've stuck it down just to fill in that blank piece. Something printed on vellum. Another book page, butterfly book I think, and then this, another piece of book page. Just every single one of those was in my scrap box, even this one. So I'm not putting anything in it that wasn't scrap. These are 3 pages, I meant signature, so these are 3 pages I've got from Janie B, and I will be using these. I'm going to use these to not as signature pages, but to embellish or to cover, etc. Okay, so that in there. I told you it was a hodgepodge, but like I say, it's the kind of thing I love doing. And then something like this on here, sewn in. Obviously it'll be sewn round, etc, etc. So, and in the spirit of using things up, I'm going to try and fill it with, you know, bits and pieces that are kicking around my desk from various other things. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick the front and the back page and that reinforcement piece in, and then I can stitch around the cover, because I need to do that before I can put the signature in. Stitch around the cover on my sewing machine. So I'm just going to stick these in with, yes, this glue stick. That's it, we got there. And then should I put that bit down first? I think I'll put that bit down first. I'm not even going to trim anything off it. I'll just put it down like that and then trim it when it's done. Yep, and then the sewing will hold everything in. That's what I started to say, sorry. So I'm just going to sew around the edges on the machine, and then when I sew the signature in, I'll just pop a bit of lace or material, something that's lying around, not something cut specially for, on the outside where the signature strings are, and then we'll start filling it. And these are the types of journals that I find hard to part with. I've got quite a few grungy journals in my in my basket full of journals that I really don't want anyone to have, because I enjoyed making them and I enjoy looking at them. Probably far too many, but what's going on there? No glue. So I have to apologise for yesterday's sunshine on the video. My goodness, I could not do anything for it. So I waited a bit later today before I filmed, so the sun is not on the window anymore. But it's still quite a brightish day. It's very windy out there. Hiccuping again, I do beg your pardon. I have got a coffee here, but I don't want to make a big gulping noise, so unless I'm desperate, I won't be drinking it. I mean, once I've stuck this in and I go to sew, I'll turn the camera off so I'll probably quaff it then before I come back on. Yeah, so I am going to embellish these round once they're down. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful paper, really thick and fabric-like. Better put plenty of glue on it because I would think it will be soaking it up. Oh yeah, and what I want to do just before I switch the camera off to go stitch it, I mean I'm coming back to you when I've stitched it, but I want to show you yesterday's tags because the sunshine on the table was just too much, and I'm not sure how good a view you got of them. And I stitched them, and I put a picture on at the beginning of them stitched, but not at the end, so you probably didn't see them stitched. Just for those of you that like to see, I know some of you do like to see the finished sewn up project. Whoops, I'm getting gloopy bits on my glue, pressing a bit hard. So this the book page that I'm doing now, the Flower Fairy one, is not old paper like that butterfly one, but it is it's similar in as much as it's quite rough, it's not smooth. I appreciate it's bigger, but there will be a signature in between, so you won't notice. And it's the same kind of porous, I guess, paper. Yeah, even that's not very straight on the edge, unless the edge wasn't cut straight, but it will all come out in the wash. Yeah, I like that. I even like that colour in there. Yeah, so the next thing will be to stitch around it so I can put the signature in. So let me just grab the tags I was going to say, but oh, there they are. There they are, from yesterday. So some of them I've put twine in the top, some I haven't yet. I haven't found the right thing that I want in them. So there's a couple. It's got bent. Yep. And on the back, I'll do it quick because some of you will not be in the slightest bit interested, but I loved the purpley thread on that one. Yeah, I think I like both of those. Could be favourites. So you can see I put an extra line of stitching down there. Actually, I like them all. So I love this really wide tag, really wide and unusual for a tag. And that's stamped butterfly. Well, that's just the plain card, craft card. And then finally these two, which I also love. So the purple again on the Edith Holden. I love the purpliness of that. And like I said, I found some red just to go around that one. So yeah, I was really pleased with them. I hope that was a better look for you. Okay, so I'll go sew this and I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, hello. So it's only been 30 seconds, if that, for you. But it's been a couple of hours since I turned the camera off and left you. So I had a visitor. So I did a bit. Sewn the things inside that I was going to, so I'll show you in a minute. And I have fastened the signature in. I'm just about to sew it in. So I thought rather than do it off camera and come and show you the finished article, I'll show you how I do it again for those of you that are interested. It's always a tricky thing to do on camera because it never goes right when you're filming, but we'll see. So just 3 and a little bit is more than enough, the length of your journal. Oops. For the thread that you need. Oh, I'm using wax thread. I mean, with these scrappy journals, and this is a nice sharp needle, you can just put them, you don't even have to put a hole through, you could just put them through with a needle. That's a lot of thread there actually, I think I was a little bit generous. But I am going to use my awl, since I've got one and it's here, just to hopefully keep things straight. So I just clip one side. I just find it easier for me so that I can move this side about, but I try and keep it as closed as possible when I am poking holes and upright. So I'm hopefully going, and I'm going into my mat here, straight through. Yep, so can you see it there? Straight through into the spine, if you like, or the spine as will be, and then the needle straight through there. That one usually the easiest one, not always though. Okay, so make sure you keep hold of that tail so you don't pull it all the way through. So keeping your book as upright as you can, again exactly the same thing, because I'm doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, so I'm not going too far down from the bottom, probably 1.5 inches maybe, because I want to try and catch as many of the shorter pages as I can. They won't all be caught in the 3. Some of them will only have that middle thing through, that little doily for instance. Okay, so straight up, hopefully, yes, this way. That little doily for instance will only be caught in the middle, so I may pop a bit of glue on it just in the edge once I've decorated and I know where it's staying. So then we're going about the same up here, about 1.5 inches in. Keep it upright, so I'll try and get through the spine. Yeah, that's gone through, I could see it. And then again back through the spine. Apart from getting back through the same hole for a second time, that's the hardest bit done, I think. So then you need to go back through this middle hole again, preferably without, excuse my head, splitting the string that's already through there. Whoops. I'm trying to look and yet keep it straight. I'm getting a bit of resistance, so I'm obviously not in the right place. Let me try it from here. It's going through, but it's not coming out here, so it's going in a page, splitting one of the pages. Normally you can feel when you're through properly which page are you not coming through. I'm going to just pop that all through again. So I've opened the book up. Keeping it closed is the trick. Yep, so that's going straight through, no problem. Can you see? So nothing's moved. I just need to get my needle in at the same angle. I don't think I am. Oh, I am. Yay! Okay, so it is, you know, a little bit of, I've gone through it a little bit there, but so it is, it's always tricky a little bit. I'd like to say it gets easier with practice, but I think you just get used to it with practice is more the case. I'm just looking for the needle case, because if I don't put that in it, it'll end up injuring me in some way, shape or form. And the same with this, it had a little bung, but it was ever such a tiny little thing. So I just stick it in a rubber to make it a little bit safer. Okay, so with it being black thread, it's difficult to see. Yeah, it definitely has gone through the itself, which is not ideal, but I'm going to have to roll with it. Just trying to pull it tight, but not split the come through. Don't want to come through. Is that it? That's better. Yeah, trying to get it tight, but not split the paper. And I'm just looking if I can separate that. And just bear with me a minute while I put it right under my nose and see if that's going to be possible. No, I don't think it is. It's well and truly through. So what I'm going to do is, am I nice and tight there? Yeah, there's always a way. I'm going to put a little bead of glue on it. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Obviously I'm not going to shut the book. And I'm going to let that dry before I tie it off. So it'll be sinking round those. Obviously there'll be a tiny blob of glue in there, but that's fine. It shouldn't take too long to dry. I'll take these off, I think. And then while I had my sewing machine out, I bit of a grumble there. I stuck this on, which is for the front cover, because I wanted to put a line of stitching on that card as well, just to tie it all in. So that's now ready to just stick onto the front when my blob of glue's dried. Now obviously if I was doing a really big heavy journal, I wouldn't risk that. If I couldn't separate the two strands, I'd take it out and start again. But with a single signature lightish journal like this, I'm just trying to dry it a little bit so that I can work on it. You're okay, it should be strong enough. It'll be as strong as the pages are, to be honest. So yeah, and I was right, there's an awful lot of string there, so I've cut some of it off, and I'm going to leave it in a big bow in the middle. Often I hide the strings, but decided I want these showing. Yep, it's very nearly dry, that we're not far off. So I'll try and show you the pages then while it's drying. Oops. So that was the front page. We're going to collage around that. Something can go on there because it's quite a good strong page. Quite a lot of these are good strong pages, so they are okay for pockets and things, but I don't want to make it too fat. I love that crinkly edged one. Yeah, here's I worried myself and that put something in upside down. This is where you find out that you have. So I sewed that bit of lace down there that I said I was going to do. Fidget pie. And you saw that. I just sewed across this. If you remember, this is that lovely torn page that I do like the fact that it's torn, but I thought a line of stitching, apart from giving it a bit of interest, will also give it a little bit of strength. I tore that, I ripped, and just one of them, ripped and inked one of those for a bit more interest. That hasn't got anything on it yet, but it will. And I stitched that. I'm wondering if you're a bit low there. I stitched that tab on there, that's what I was going to do. Still a little bit tacky, but not bad. So I'll just show you the back. So this is all for embellishing. So is that the page? There's a page at the front torn, wasn't there? I ain't got there yet. So yeah, that one I ripped and inked the same as the other side. That's the stitching. This is the envelope that wants covering. A piece of lace on the other side of that as well. Oh yeah, there's the other ripped piece. Yeah. And I put him in. I stuck him down at the bottom as a tuck because I wanted, because it's a big piece of card, I wanted to get him stitched in there, so I may well glue around here as well as a tuck. But he's stuck in, he's nice, isn't he? Pretty. Okay, so let's so obviously that's going to have some lace down it, or some fabric, whichever, so you won't see that, and it'll hold that in a bit more as well. And we're going to put this topper on the front. There, I think. I'm just going to glue it on. I did think about stitching it on, but I thought about it after I'd stitched round and I stuck that page in first, didn't I? So we're just going to stick this bit in, and this is all going to be frayy and lovely and curly. So I think what I'll do is just stick the whole blue thing down with, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because it's on wallpaper, and the stitching on it as well. And I think my Fabri-Tac's feeling a little bit neglected since glitter has arrived. So I'll show him a bit of appreciation today, because I do still love this glue. I just don't like the shininess it leaves behind. I wouldn't use anything else if it didn't go shiny. So I want it over there quite a bit so we can get material on the spine or lace or whatever we're going with. I don't know if you can see the glitter in that wallpaper. For just a big sample, it was quite a big sample piece she brought me, but well, she brought me two, one in a different colour, my sister. But for a sample piece of wallpaper, it's gone a long way. Done all sorts of things with it. And this isn't the first cover I've made with it. Yeah, so I might even, I should have thought about it earlier, might even have a book plate on there, one of the metal ones. I can glue it on, or I could put it on with a brad, and then yeah, we could have a little pocket or something down there, couldn't we? Yeah, I think a book plate might be nice actually. Obviously I'll put some corners and things on it, but put the lid on my glue. I think I'll call that a video for now. I know it's 2 pieces put together, short, but I want all that to glue and set before we start filling the pages. Yeah, so it's not stuck together. Okay, thank you for keeping me company for that little craft along, and go start digging out your scraps and making something, or your book pages. Okay, thanks a lot. See you soon. Thumbs up. Bye bye.